And so she does that. She makes him fall asleep in her lap, and she gets the cords. And all the while, there are men, there's Philistines in the room waiting for that go, waiting for that wicked wink, saying, get him. And so she ties the cords around him, and she says, Samson, Samson, the men are upon you. They've come to take you. And he gets up and he breaks the cords. And he just does his thing. Wow, whatever it is, he just throws them and bam, he's safe, right? And just running through it. Tries it again, and it's similar, it's the same thing. And the third time, same thing. Can I just stop and tell you, Samson wasn't very smart. And we can laugh about it and say, yeah, what are you doing? But the truth of the matter is, so many of us live our lives the same way. What are you talking about? We fall asleep in the lap of sin. We fall asleep in what sounds good. We lay our head for what just seems to be okay. What seems to be fine. What seems that will work out one day. And before we know it, when we wake up, we find ourselves, and we're just able to shake it off real quick, and we pray through. And we sing a song. And we dance. And before the week, before the day, before the month is over, we find ourselves right back in the lap of Delilah. 3 times this happened. Somebody said he was caught up. And maybe you've heard me say this tonight, and what I'm saying you can read for yourself. I don't come up tonight making stuff up. I'm paraphrasing some things, but I promise you everything is right back to the book. Right back to the book. You can read it for yourself. Judges 13, 14, 15, 16. And can I tell you this, as we're moving to a close, before Samson ever got a haircut, somebody said he got a weave. Read it for yourself. You think it's funny. Maybe you haven't heard it that way. Read it for yourself, because you take that 7 locks of hair, and if you just weave it and it's woven to the web, and you just put it there, then I'm going to lose my strength. And so she does it. That was the last time. She does it, and he gets up. Well, why are you going to say that? You trying to be funny? No, I'm not trying to be funny. But before we ever lose everything, can I tell you it's not overnight? Things begin to happen in our life, and before we know it, we're all caught up. Before we know it, we've got to weave. Not with our hairdo. No. What happens in our lifestyle. With depression before we know it. Suicidal tendencies before we know it. Alcohol and drugs and gangs. Are you sure? I'm absolutely positive. Those things begin to weave themselves into our life. And what we do here, we just kind of get up and shake it off. We just kind of get up and pray through on a pulse, and get up and pray through on a Thursday night, or Wednesday night, or Sunday. But can I tell you, before he ever lost all of his hair, he was lying in the lap of Delilah, in the lap of sin. Tonight, before you lose everything that you have, there is and there will be the opportunity for things to find themselves in your life. Find themselves in your mind, young man. Find themselves in your life, young lady, before you even realize it. And can I tell you, her sole purpose was to destroy him. Why? How? By finding his strength. And when he gets real with her, lying in the lap of Delilah, she says, how is it that you can lie to me? How is it that you can mock me? How is it that you can laugh in my face, Samson, when you say you love me? And he gets soft, and he begins to tell her, well, since I was a child, no razor has touched my head, because I'm a Nazarite, because I will not cut my hair, because it is a vow, it is a commitment, it is a covenant between God and I. And it clicks. You can read it for yourself. She realizes that he is telling her everything. He's giving it all, and said, from the very beginning, I've been committed to God, and this is a covenant and a vow that I have not broken since I was a child, and so this is where my strength comes from. And she says, got it. She makes him fall asleep. Hear me tonight. This is where some of us are. Right before we lose everything. Right before everything is taken from us. Right before our identity. Right before our commitment. Right before our consecration is ripped from us. We're lying in the lap of Delilah. and she begins to shave his head. As she puts him to sleep, she begins to cut off those locks that she had tried to weave together. She begins to cut his hair. And when he wakes up, she wakes him up saying, Samson, for the men are upon you. And he wakes up, and the Bible says this, hear me tonight. The Bible says this, he went to shake himself as times before. He got used to the power, Tiffany. He got used to the prayer meetings. He got used to knowing that I can go to Pulse and lift my hands and God's going to change my life. He's going to touch me and I can walk out and be the same person. Right. I can just shake it off like I did last time. I can just shake it off. But can I tell you this? When he went to shake, there was nothing there. When he went to shake it off, there was nothing there. And he realized, I can see him look at his hands. I can see him look down and look back at the man that have come to destroy him. Looking back at Delilah, you deceived me. Well, what are you doing? Where's my strength gone? And I can see him, James, looking down at his long hair on the floor. I can see him with his hand going back to that hand where he had hair, and now there's nothing there. His strength. Delilah's purpose was to cut off the strength. What are you talking about? That represented, Jordan, a relationship with God. The sole purpose. What is it that hell wants from me? What is it that they're after me for? It wants to rip the relationship. It wants to tear away what God has been building in your life. The times that you've prayed, the times that you've cried, the times that you've been alone with God, the times that you spent with Him. What hell wants to do is shame everything that God has put in your life that has developed, everything that has grown, everything that has been there, everything that everybody has recognized. You hear me tonight? Your identity, what you're recognized by. And it wants to rip that away. It wants to tear that away. His relationship, do you understand? His source, his supply, his strength, where he went to. God, where's my relationship at? Lying in the lap of Delilah. Jesus. Tonight, I've come to preach to you a different look. If we're not careful, if we're not cautious with where we're living, you can give the excuses of school. You can give the excuses of work. You can give the excuses of your parents. You can give the excuses of your childhood. You can give all that, but can I tell you what it comes down to is the relationship. It wants your relationship with God. And can I tell you, as I'm coming to a close, please stand, but do not leave. Do not laugh. Do not move tonight. I just need your attention tonight. As the singers and musicians get ready. After they bind him, cutting off his relationship, what he was known for, what he was known by, it got caught up, Martin. He didn't mean for it to end this way. He didn't mean for it to go down like this. But he found himself, the vow, the commitment, the relationship was gone. And after they bind him, the first thing that they do to him, they take his eyes out. What hell wants to do in your life, what hell wants to do in my life, what hell is a desperate attempt is to kill the relationship. Because if it can kill the relationship, Eric, you won't have any vision. If it can kill the relationship, you won't be able to look at yourself and say, I can. You won't be able to look at yourself and say, it's possible. You won't be able to look and say, this can be done. You will never be able to look ahead and say, I could. I may be able to. It wants to cut the relationship off, Alice. It wants to kill the vision, Raquel. It wants to take your sight. And as the story unfolds, they take Samson and they put him amongst the lowest state. He's in the prison and he's there grinding away. Tonight I've got to tell you that that's not where the story ends. Because there's some tonight where your life is feel like Samson where the relationship's been cut off. There's like no connection, God. I'm not even sure what happened. I just don't feel you the way I used to feel you. I'm not sure what happened, God. I just don't see things the way I used to see things. And I'm not even sure what's going on in my life right now. But can I tell you, when they went to make sport of him, the Bible said, they went to laugh at him. They said, go get Samson. Follow me tonight. If you would just begin to step out of the aisle. Please keep your attention here. Step out of the aisle and I want you to walk. This is what they told Samson to do. They said, go get Samson. And they brought him, and I can see him afar